Brittany Mahomes refused to bend the knee.
Honestly, I don't give up. F-U-C-K, what people have to say about me anymore.
Just a few months ago, she was attacked by the woke mob for liking a Trump post on Instagram. Even Sunny Hostin went after her.
Her family is one of the families that in the 70s could not have lived in any of Donald Trump's buildings.
This was a total mess. Just watch this clip first, then we'll break down why this story actually matters more than you think.
And I think that's what's helped us, do so well in the life that we are, is that we did it all together. And he is a lot better at it than I am, maybe because his dad played professional sports. So I think he was around it and he understood it a lot more than I did. So having him to help me get through it has helped a lot, because he's very good at, managing those things and blocking people out and doing all that type of stuff. So having him beside me, kind of guiding me and coaching me through it, has helped a ton. And I think that's kind of how we've gotten to where we're at now.
What's been like a piece of advice that's helped you manage all of it?
I think the main thing that, he always told me is stop caring about what people think, especially the people that don't even know you. And so I think social media used to get to me a lot, and now it's just honestly, I don't give up. F-U-C-K, what people have to say about me anymore. And I think he's helped me get to that point to where, I'm strong in who I am, I'm confident in who I am, I'm confident in mine and his relationship, and I'm confident in our life. So why does, what other people say have to matter at all?
This whole thing started after Brittany, who is the wife of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, liked a Trump post on Instagram in which he laid out the 2024 GOP policy platform. That double tap was enough to spark a wave of backlash, especially from the Swifties. You see, other than Taylor endorsing Kamala, she's best friends with Brittany, largely because their significant others play for the same team. The two were frequently seen together at games throughout the season, which only fueled the attention, and the outrage mob was calling out the contrast, failing to understand how two close people could have such differing opinions. Some of the fans viewed it as a betrayal, and social media exploded with outrage. But Brittany stood her ground and refused to issue any kind of statement to appease the crowd. Her comments made it clear that she doesn't give an F. That kind of confidence didn't sit well with everyone. Legacy media outlets saw the moment as an opportunity and mocked her even more.
Trump had more to say the next morning on Fox and Friends, where he shouted out another famous name who actually does support him. Who was that famous?
Brittany Mahomes. I was ahead of my time.
Yes, you were.
Did you say celebrity? Another celebrity who supported him? Is she a celebrity?
I mean,
the shade.
That's not shade.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Have I Got News for You. Come for the news. Stay for the shade.
Look, I'm sorry, but the so-called comedians really thought they were more relevant than Brittany Mahomes for a moment. One of them was dropped from hosting the White House Correspondents' Dinner for her unfunny anti-Trump comments, and the other is best known for a show that quietly ended after 4 seasons. Yet somehow they believe that they had the authority to mock her for liking a post. Seeing the backlash Brittany was getting, Trump posted on Truth Social to back her up, saying, quote, "I want to thank beautiful Brittany Mahomes for so strongly defending me and the fact that MAGA is the greatest and most powerful political movement in the history of our now failing country," end quote, adding, quote, "It is nice to see someone who loves our country and wants to save it from doom." That post only made the story bigger, and the drama has gone full mainstream. But of all the reactions, the worst hate came from none other than Sunny Hostin. So let's hear what she had to say.
Actually, that this Swift effect will speak to more women about the true character of Donald Trump and will turn them away. But to your initial point, I know you said we weren't going to talk about it, but I was. It just seems to me that since she is in an interracial marriage, she should have known that to support a racist is problematic. Her children are biracial, and her family is one of the families that in the 70s could not have lived in any of Donald Trump's buildings. So it just seems to me that maybe she's just not that politically savvy, or maybe she's just not read in.
Granted,
but it's
all we know is
problematic.
that she liked a Trump post. We don't know. She hasn't stated that she supported him, but that's fair to interpret that she may have. But we don't know that she's a supporter.
Yeah, okay.
At this point, I'm convinced you could bring up any topic to Sunny, and she's gonna find a way to make it racial. It's basically her brand at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if one day The View runs out of ideas. They just let her go on for an half-hour rant about how toothpaste is racist, or sunglasses are a tool of institutional oppression because they hide facial expressions, which were historically used to police people of color. That's the level we're working at here. I've noticed, by the way, you haven't liked the video or subscribed to the channel yet, so what are you waiting for? Now, Trump attended this year's Super Bowl, and in a pregame interview, he took the opportunity to praise Britney even more, saying this.
So, game prediction?
I hate to do it. I just say that I've watched this great quarterback who has, by the way, a phenomenal wife, okay? She's a Trump fan, she's a MAGA fan, so I happen to love her, okay? But she's a great person. I watched her being interviewed. I said, boy, that's pretty good. But she's great, and he's great. I guess you have to say that when a quarterback wins as much as he's won, I have to go with Kansas City. I have to go with Kansas City. At the same time, Philadelphia has a fantastic game. It's going to be just a great game.
It is funny how he spent more time praising Britney than actually answering the question, but the reason this incident is more important because over the past few election cycles, countless celebrities have come out in full support of left-leaning candidates. They've done interviews, posted videos, joined rallies, and were mostly praised for using their voice. Britney, on the other hand, simply liked to post and was immediately dragged for it. It's as if supporting one candidate is perfectly acceptable, while the other one gets you publicly shamed. That double standard is exactly what Elon Strulovics pointed out in an interview with Fox and made some solid points.
I mean, the foundation of any country that's or any society that's gonna progress is gonna be built on the notion of freedom of expression, freedom of thought. We've been having a decay of that for quite some time. And I mean, it's not a new concept. Like I said, it is Orwellian. I mean, people have written about this for many decades and have warned against it. We have to make it acceptable, once again, to disagree with each other and to have a diversity of opinion. And so as long as things like Hollywood, as long as trendsetters, and that's why corporate America is part of it. You have these massive brands, you have Hollywood, you have all the major infrastructures in this country that help promote how people think, how people feel, what they find acceptable, all pushing one narrative. Then so long as there's not an opposition to it, so long as there's not a counter Hollywood that says, no, you can think this, we can still make movies with you, we can still put out these ideas, you're going to have most people thinking, like, if I want to fit in, this is what I have to believe, which is what has happened.
Yeah, exactly. This whole fiasco felt like a warning shot meant to make sure that no other celebrity or public figure even thinks about showing support for Trump. Spoiler alert, didn't work. But what's more concerning is that the growing inability on the left to accept that people can just hold different opinions. They fail to realize that disagreement is part of being human, and that's how progress happens. Shutting people down or shaming them into silence doesn't make the world better, and if someone expresses a view that you don't like, the answer isn't to cancel them. It's quite simple. You can either engage, challenge, or move on. But I'd love to know your thoughts here, so let's get the conversation rolling in the comments down below. And if you want your friends to get their coverage from an independent source like myself, share the video with them. It means the world. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.